Live from Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee. Game 8 of the Union University Volleyball Classic. This one is pitting the University of Missouri St. Louis against Limestone University from Gaffney, South Carolina. I'm Steve Beverly, and I'm delighted to have you with us here on Flow Sports. And this is going to be, I think, another interesting confrontation. Limestone has some very talented performers, particularly Mia McMillan, a junior from Dobson, North Carolina, Ella Huddock from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and then also Josie Curran from Westerville, Ohio. She's one of the seniors on this club. Tatum Riddle, a junior from Franklin, Tennessee. And then on the other side, the Tritons, who are nationally tested in one of the top teams in all of NCAA Division II. You'll be seeing some of the top names for them, including Ayanna Jackson, Trista Foster, Caitlin Bishop. I cannot begin to tell you how many assists she'll wind up with today. She is one of the best setters in all of intercollegiate volleyball, and she is absolutely like a player coach on the floor. And, of course, the team is led by Ryan Young in his 15th season, and you can understand why he's been there for that length of time because of so much success he's had with his program. Brandon Squares is the head coach of Limestone, and these two, it's the last of 4 games that they have played in this classic, so they have begun to get the early season rust off, and it is going to be, I think, probably as much as anything, a test of stamina as these teams have played earlier today. With the exception of Limestone, they did not play a game this morning. And I will tell you, we'll be back here again next Saturday and Friday night with another round of this 2-week Union Volleyball Classic. Next weekend, it'll be Southern Arkansas, Southwest Baptist, Edward Waters College from down in Jacksonville, and Ouachita Baptist from Arkansas. And we're looking forward to having all of them here. And a little bit of amusement being shared between Caitlin Bishop and the referee. And they'll soon get the signal and be ready to go. And this has been an absolutely fun weekend here at Union University, and the opportunity just to see Division II women's college volleyball at its finest. It's just you cannot enjoy any more than this. And as I mentioned yesterday, when both of these teams played in some real thrillers, if you don't think there's drama, engagement, and excitement in women's volleyball at the college level, you are dead wrong. And it's Tatum Riddle to serve. And whamming that home, it goes off of Riddle, and it's Addison Voorhees. She had a terrific game this morning in their contest against Harding, in which they were pushed to the absolute limit. It's Bishop to serve. And the high set, it goes off the hands of Bishop. There's got to be a lot of reflex action on this one. And that's exactly what we had. High set. And that one may be going back into the hands of Riddle. And give the point to the Tritons. Bishop just does everything so well. High set, and that one's wide. Mia McMillan, she's one who's going to be all over the court today and just missed her geometry a bit on that one. 3-0 lead off the top for Missouri St. Louis. And that was the short set And a perfect angle for Hannah Copeland. She had herself quite a game this morning. Started all of this at 10 o'clock Central Time. And Bishop serving with a 4-0 lead. And it goes into the net. And sometimes when you've been back there for 3 or more serves, you just have one that gets away from you. And here is Chloe Ratliff. She gets a lot of downward flight and spin on her serves. Ratliff has the block, and again, great coverage going off of the hands of Shabelski. You just see a lot of power returns on the part of the Missouri St. Louis team. They have been fun to watch, as has been Limestone. And just outside the range of Shabelski. So already out to a quick 6-1 lead. And the Tritons are wanting to get this one over early so they can head on back to St. Louis. High set, out of bounds. Copeland just didn't quite have the angle right, but one thing I want you to watch on the floor is how Caitlin Bishop, regardless of whether they lose or gain a point, she's always got a smile on her face, encouraging her teammates, keeping them going. And she gets the set once again. This is a good volley. Up high to the grid. Bishop with the set. That's what you call geometry in volleyball, as Santel found the open space between the quadrant of defenders, and you always look for that pocket. A 7-2 lead. And here is Weaver to serve. Nice job of saving it. And send it back. 8-2 game. And Weaver is going to serve. Nice desperation save by McMillan. Woo! I must tell you, Covey was in the way of that one and couldn't stop it. 9-2. Missouri St. Louis leads. Back in a moment.
Your home.
Your business. Your future.
Focusing on you, West Tennessee Bank strives to serve its clients in every season of life. With vast experience in personal and business banking, we take pride in guiding you through significant events. At West Tennessee Bank, we help you realize your dreams.
West Tennessee Bank is a division of Decatur County Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC. West Tennessee Bank, focused on you.
A 9-2 lead for Missouri St. Louis here in the first game of this 8th matchup of the Volleyball Classic that started at 10 o'clock Friday morning. And we want to say hello to all the moms, dads, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers and sisters, and good friends of all of these players, both teams. I know you're exceptionally proud of them if they belong to you. And Jackson tried to force it over. And the violation is called, and so it's already a 10-2 lead. Remember, if you're new to volleyball, we play to 25 unless we go to a fifth set, and then it's to 15. And in each one of them, you have to win by 2, and the serve is wide. So checking back to serve, it is Mia McMillan. Good block up front. And just out of the range of Santel. And we do have some parents who have made the trip here to Jackson from both of these schools. St. Louis about 4.5 hours away. Whammo, it is in. Santel delivers. And she goes back to serve with a 7-point lead. That one's long. 11-5 game, and back to serve it. Konovadoff. Sarah Konovadoff from Groveland, Florida. Blocked up front well. Nice job defending by Tatum Riddle. And Konovadoff is going back to serve once again. Now, Gaffney, South Carolina, it goes into the net. Gaffney, South Carolina, where Limestone is, shall we say, it's hard to believe it is a significantly longer drive, about 8 hours from there to get to Jackson, Tennessee. It's almost twice as long as going to St. Louis. I know that because I used to be assistant news director at WSPA in Spartanburg, right in the edge of Gaffney. Hard slap. And point goes to Missouri St. Louis, up by 7. The final game in our classic will be Union versus Harding, and that will be 30 minutes after the end of this one. And that was one that Mia McMillan tried desperately to save, but sometimes when the serve hits the net and goes over, it just throws off your concentration. And a violation is called. And Coach Young is already out there trying to call it. Oh, my goodness, he's got a player hurt. And that is Addison Voorhees, and let's hope she can shake it off. She looks like she's going a little bit better, but that looked like it might have been an ankle. We hope it's not a knee. And she seems to be moving a little bit better, not yet under her own power, but she's going to try to shake that off and perhaps go over to the trainer's table. There's an excellent training staff from Union University that is here for such purposes. It's a 14-6 game, but right now the key thing is looking at Addison Voorhees. She's the sophomore from Forsyth, Illinois. And I know her parents are hoping, if you're watching here on Flow Sports, I know you're hoping that the outcome of this one is going to be a positive one. Fortunately, it looked like she was able to put some weight on that leg as she was moving off. But that's one of the things about volleyball that can be really challenging because you do so many twists and turns, particularly with the lower body, trying to go after errant balls and trying to save them, that you are vulnerable to knee or ankle injuries. So now we're ready to resume it with an 8-point lead. And Schabelsky to serve it. She's from Livonia, Michigan, a transfer from Siena College. And that one's going to go up into the first row. Some of the Harding University players retrieving it. So a 2-point rally on the part of Limestone. Here's your set. Excellent save, and Ayanna Jackson is just relentless. She didn't get the point, but 3 times was up there to block. She is not going to be denied even if she loses the point. Woo! A cannon strikes Schabelsky. So it's a 15-9 game. It gets pretty ruthless out there. And I'm looking over here to see if I see, I don't know whether they're still working. She's trying to walk it off. I'm talking about Voorhees. Try to get you a report on that as soon as we possibly can. And that one's got some spin on it. And I think that was probably an excuse me hit by Ayanna Jackson. Was not necessarily, that was Young on that. Went off of her hands, 15-10 game. High set. And outside the range. So Limestone has closed this to within 4. Voorhees is now sitting up on the training table. Nice save by Konovatov, and that one's low. And back to serve once again, Caitlin Bishop, one of the most talented players in NCAA Division II. She just does everything well. And the dink, she hit it twice. Ratliff trying to gently coax it over, but ended up with 2 hits. Voorhees is now sitting up on the training table. Moderate size set. And left-handed, but it goes too long by Santel. Konovatov checks out. High set. That one might have gone out of bounds. And that one stayed in bounds. She put the whammy on him with that, and it's back to a 6-point lead for the Tritons. And back to serve is Trista Foster, the senior from Paw Paw, Illinois. And the block is there, the up front. Copeland and Johnson teaming up on that. A lot of spin on those returns and the perfect angle. Santel delivers. That's her 6th kill of the afternoon in this first period. And that one is off the hands of the defenders. So the Tritons are 4 points away from salting away the first set. And that dink between the defenders was an excellent choice by Shabelski. And some substitutions check in, and coming in to serve, it's Ella Huddock. Went to Wando High School. Now that's what geometry is. That one would have been about a 60-degree angle. And she found the pocket in the rear portion of the court. And back to the 9-point lead. And Weaver to serve. And a whistle. And handed over to Limestone once again, down by 8. Here's your set. Bishop seems to know just the right height to set the various players that she has. Good recovery by McMillan in the backcourt. And once again, one of the best volleys of this entire game. And going left-handed, the power was there. So Tritons are up by 9, 2 points away from salting this one away. Another substitution coming in for Brandon Squares. Into the net. Sometimes when you've played 4 games in 2 days, if you see one go into the net, it may be, I'm not saying it absolutely is, but it could be fatigue. And they are not going to get that one. That one went backwards off of Trista Foster. This Limestone team will not give up despite having their backs against the wall at this point. She tried to aim for that upper right-hand corner, but it went about probably 2 feet wide. So it is game point, or if you so choose, set point. And it is Riley Edson from Centralia, Illinois, to serve it. And they're still alive as Riddle connects. And Mia McMillan back to serve. McMillan has already had 4 digs. She's had the pressure on her to try to save some of these wildly fluctuating balls. And here's Shabelski to serve. Mia with a good save. And perfect downward flight for Riddle. So they hang in, still at game point. Well, that's it. And no surprise whatsoever as Brooklyn Young delivering a solid return and a 25-18 victory in game 1 for Missouri St. Louis over Limestone. Let's take a break and we'll be back with game 2. Steve Beverly back with you live at Fred DeLay Gymnasium in Jackson, Tennessee. It is 1-0 on the game scoreboard in favor of Missouri St. Louis. They took out host Union in 3 straight sets last night and then had a real thriller before they finally knocked off Carson Newman in the game that they played, the earlier game that they played at noon yesterday. So they are looking to become 4-0 on this young season. And back to serve, it's going to be the all-star, Caitlin Bishop. I need to ask Caitlin where Lansing, Kansas is. And they have 2 players, actually 3 on this squad from Lansing, Ayanna Jackson as well as Skylar Weaver. That must be a hotbed for girls volleyball in high school. She has so much power and downward flight on her serve. And whoo! Shabelsky took one to the chin, but she's right back up off of it. That was actually Konovalov that took it. I think Shabelsky is glad that she did not have to face that. 2-0 game, and Caitlin Bishop just has the happiest expression on her face regardless of what happens. High set, and it's wide. A lot of spin on that one from Josie Curran, but it went wide. So Bishop to serve it again. And they're off to a big lead once again at 4-0. Bishop already has 17 assists in this game. And that one just had a little bit too much punch, as if maybe she had something for lunch that gave her extra protein. A 4-1 lead. And serving now is Shabelsky. High set once again. And the power was there from McMillan. And she's also one that has a pleasant expression just about everywhere she is on the floor. That's her first point of the day. Into the net. Unfortunately, Shabelsky couldn't get it up high enough. So trotting back to serve. Here again is Trista Foster. Good block up front. Good save over in the corner by McMillan, but it goes into the net. And a 4-point edge for Missouri St. Louis, already up 1-0. It was a deep serve. Thea Bishop sacrifices herself all over the floor. And she faked them on that, and that's wide. Cole tried to keep it over in the middle portion of the square, but it went just wide. And that one is in. Well, no, they ruled it out. And timeout is called, 8-2. Missouri St. Louis on top. We'll be having more after this.
Sports fans, we pack stadiums, arenas, and local gyms every day. And every sports fan is uniquely human. Seeing each play with your own eyes, triggering your own emotions. And as humans, we won't agree on every call, but we can act with empathy and consideration. So put yourself in the official shoes. Be more than a fan. Be officially human.
Dynamics Physical Therapy, your elite provider in sports medicine and performance. Now serving communities throughout West Tennessee.
I don't know what happened to the Mad Mopper who was so active cleaning up the moisture on the floor during timeouts in the previous game. I guess she had another engagement. She came pretty entertaining in how she was doing dance routines with the mop. Up by 6. Foster with another serve. Now watch this one. Block was excellent. And they have really negated those power returns up front. Bishop with the set. And the perfect angle. Once again by Maggie Johnson from Davenport, Iowa. And they just seem to be doing everything right at this point. The up front combination neutralized that, but that one is going off of the wrists of Foster. So finally getting back into service, trailing 9-3, it's Mia McMillan. 5 digs, 2 points, 2 kills for Mia. That was a good one by Konadavov. But that one's going to head back to the exits. And a 10-3 lead. All right, substitutions have checked in. And Weaver with the serve. Here's the high set. I'm telling you, Konabadov has had to jump to the deck all over in this matchup. It's 11-3, and Missouri St. Louis just seems to be walking away with this one. Here is Skylar Weaver. And they're right there to neutralize that power. What can you say about what you just saw right there from Santel? 9-point lead, and Weaver's had a lot of success in the serving block. And they push it over, and it's too far. And I know that's got to be a frustration for Mia McMillan. She was trying to get it back to the rear portion of the square, and it just went too far. I think she misjudged her own power, and over the net after hanging up. And I think Weaver was even amused at herself about that one. It is a 14-3 lead. Here's the set. And the dink is there. So Amy Loge delivers one. And we're trading off some players, and Konovalov is back to serve. Sarah delivers. Well, well, well. I thought it was about time for us to hear from Ayanna Jackson, and we did. Here's Santel to serve. 9 kills in the game so far. Boy, Weaver almost bent her back out of shape trying to recover that one. Is it in? Just out. Maybe about 18 inches beyond the stripe. And they're going to have to chase this one down. And Jackson, who can just fool the life out of you, and you think she's going to power it down, and then she just gives you an easy one. She's about as good as I've seen at finding the open gaps on the opponent's floor. Good save, but they can't get to it. That was just out of the range of Weaver's speed. But as you say, they both her and Bishop, they just smile it off. They've got a 12-point lead, and they're very comfortable with it. Dalton to serve. Now, that's what you call a change of pace. That time, Jackson, about a 60-degree angle, and got it in the back corner. So much of volleyball is geometry. And I think they ought to have something in the geometry textbooks that has to do with volleyball. Well, that one goes into the net. Not exactly what Price wanted to see. And we're seeing a few players that we haven't seen this weekend. And you can see Bishop coaching them up on the floor. High set. And Jackson smothers it. And that one goes reverse off of Riley Edson. So it's an 18-7 game. And Riddle to serve. Tatum is from Franklin, Tennessee. And she had good range, but just too much power. Too many Wheaties for breakfast, and it's 19-7. And Ayanna Jackson to serve. Ayanna, one of the 3 Lansing, Kansas girls, and that split the middle in the upper third of the square. That's a straight line serve. It hit the floor before she could save it. Nice try by Edson. 20-8. And here is Chloe Ratliff. Into the net. Chloe is from Mount Holly, North Carolina. High set. And Weaver goes to her knees to save it and splitting the defenders in that quadrant, finding the open hole. And Bishop goes back to serve with a 12-point lead. And unless they have a total collapse, they're going to be on the road to St. Louis. And not too much time elapsing. Just wide on that, and so Bishop with a 13-point lead. Boy, if you're a coach, you got to feel great about having a player like Caitlin Bishop. Weaver again, an outstanding save. But the up front blockers, led by Loge, managed to corral that one home, 22-10. And Brandon Squares gets some substitutes in. And Shabelski coming back to serve. Easy one between the defenders. That's a good one for Anna Kometzger. And she'll check out after scoring point number 23. 2 away from victory in this second game of the match. And it's Foster back to serve. She has that strong slap serve. And that time it went in between the defenders. Turnabout fair play. And Mia McMillan will serve as they swap out the balls. And that one slid off the side of her arm. This is one of the rare 2-point runs in this game for Limestone. McMillan delivers, and Weaver just didn't have any authority on that return, so they've picked up 3 in a row. They're keeping it away from being game point. And once again, making it drop between them is Cole. Emily Cole from Decatur, Illinois, and transfer from Illinois Springfield. Here's the set. I can tell you, Konovalov took it on the chin again. She has had it today. Oh, my. Konovalov looked like one of those punching bags that you used to get for Christmas. You got to know she is going to be black and blue when this one is over with. It is game point. And Skylar Weaver is going to try to put it away. Here's the set. Bishop, the set. And outside the range, Bishop tried to extend her body for it and couldn't get it, so they're still alive, 24-15, but it is still game point. And Konovalov to serve. And right into the net. So that wraps it up. 2-0 is the lead. 25-15 is your score in game 2. And so, do or die coming up for Limestone and for Missouri St. Louis. An opportunity to get on the bus and go home early. And we'll find out if it happens after this. Well, back we are. Steve Beverly with you for what could be the final game of this match, but that's not what Limestone intends to see. But it has been pretty well dominated by the Tritons of Missouri St. Louis, 25-18 and 25-15. And looking across the board at the totals, 25 assists for Caitlin Bishop and 4 digs. And then across the board, 8 digs for Skylar Weaver. And the scoring led by Santel with 9.5 points. And over for Limestone, you got 6 digs for Mia McMillan and 5 for Shabelski. Boy, she has been a target out there this afternoon. 8 assists for Shabelski as well. And here we go. And that one goes long right off the bat to once again give the lead to Missouri St. Louis, and they just prime for you to make mistakes. And Bishop to serve. High set, blocked. 2-0 lead. Boy, if you have somebody like Bishop, you wonder if she has any sisters that could be coming down the pike to play as well. And trying to dive for that one was Young, and it was just, she did almost a somersault on the floor. A 2-1 game. And Shabelski to serve it. She's had 5 digs, 9 assists, and scored a point. And I'm not sure what we are waiting on. It's like you're deliberating for a jury's decision. Well, I see Voorhees, Addison Voorhees for the Tritons, who is now coming back on crutches as Missouri St. Louis scores. Now she's giving away the crutches, and she's hobbling over, and they've got her ankle taped. She's coming over on crutches. We won't see her again this afternoon, and some of her teammates are coming over to talk to her. She's got a smile on her face, though. And that one goes off of the hands of Mia McMillan. Been somewhat of a frustrating afternoon for her. Of course, Limestone defeated host Union yesterday afternoon. And trying to pound it home. And it was off the hands, going out of bounds, the hands of Copeland. So we got a 4-2 game. Camden Dalton in to serve. Here's the high set. Excellent block, but a perfect angle. And that was Copeland who delivered it in the perfect position. 5-2 is your score. This one has to go, and it does. Again, finding the open pocket, looking for the gap. That is exactly what Santel did. And she scored 11.5 points to lead her team this afternoon. Just off the top of the net, and again, sometimes that will freeze defenders when they see that ball hit the top of the net thinking, well, is it going back in the other direction? And quite often it is very hard to defend. Great block up front. Very high set. And a very significant pound by Mia McMillan. So she'll go back to serve, trailing 7-3. And they wham it, and the front line defenders block. And that one's going up into the stands. So back to a 5-point lead, and back to serve it is Santel, who has had a solid afternoon, 11 kills, 3 digs, and 11.5 points. And that had to be frustration there because Riddle had to ease her teammate out of the way and couldn't get her feet planted and had to sacrifice the point. And that one, that was what you call your Wheaties serve by Santel. The breakfast of champions sends it all the way back to the corner of the free throw line. Limestone trailing by 4. Nice recovery in the backcourt. And Santel looked as though she leaped almost 3 feet in the air to slam that one home. That was an equivalent of a slam dunk. And boy, have I called many of those, tens of thousands of them over the years here in this gymnasium. Now, that's what I talk about geometry. She gets up high and she gets the downward flight. That one probably about a 45 to 50 degree angle, but she had it right in the open gap. And Shabelski delivers. And slamming into the net. That's one of the few that you'll see Ayanna Jackson miss and wham into the net. High set. Get out of my way. Brooklyn Young. Talk about an exclamation point. And Jackson back to serve. She has that slap serve, but it gets a downward spin. McMillan tried her best, but it was just out of her range. Timeout called. Missouri St. Louis trying to take it 3 straight sets. Back in a moment.
Sports fans, we cheer on our favorite teams at fields, gyms, arenas, and stadiums. But have you ever wondered what it's like to be a referee? Verbal abuse from fans, parents, and coaches is the #1 reason why many referees are walking away. And they're not being replaced quickly enough by new ones. So put yourself in the official shoes, act with respect, and be officially human.
When you hear our name, know that it comes with a promise to give back to the community that built us, a promise to provide a human touch in a world that is becoming more automated. Ever since we put our roots down in Jackson in 1996, we have aspired to be community-focused by supporting programs and organizations that are important to our city. At First Bank, it is our mission to be present in our community and to continue the belief that when you bank local, you get more. Member FDIC.
Triton's up 12-6 as we approach The 3:30 mark in the Central Time Zone, 4:30 for those of you who are watching in South Carolina or in any other portion of the Eastern Seaboard. And Ayanna Jackson, the complete player, delivers. Good save. Santel sacrificed herself. And trying to dive to save it because it was an iffy 50-50 as to whether that one was going to go out of bounds. McMillan gave it everything she had, but it was just beyond her. And they're more than halfway to the finish. And that one just a bit long. Jackson will check out, and Weaver will come back in on defense. And to deliver, it's Riddle. And she just had it inches beyond the stripe. And Bishop will be back to serve. 32 assists in just these 3 games. And a perfect one. Excellent effort on the part of Mia McMillan. Regardless if this turns out to be a 3-0 shutout, she will leave everything on the floor, and they're going to have to chase this one down. And McMillan slammed it, but the blockers made it successful for Missouri St. Louis. And dropping back to serve, Trista Foster once again. 6 digs this afternoon. Bishop to set. Woo! Left-handed and gets it in the upper right-hand portion of the square. So they've doubled them at 16-8. And have to chase it down. Bishop the set. And they're in the net with it. So it's 17-8, and you just sense that perhaps Limestone is, I don't want to say they're out of gas, but it's going to take a lot of emotional energy to come back and make this one a contest. That one helped right there. The never-give-up spirit of this team, and Cole delivered one in the upper left-hand corner. And Dalton with the serve. Oh, that is as pretty as you can see as far as trying to get it between the players. It was a desperation save, but the return goes out of bounds, and so it's 18-9. 7 points away from closing it out. And Skylar Weaver with it. 9 digs, 3 assists today. And that one's going to hit the bottom of the net. And they're just so loose, relaxed, happy across the board. A little bit too much on that. Maybe they will ease up on some of the protein for, for Skylar. And still with life and hope. And here's Mia McMillan. And pounding that one. No way Mia could come up with it. 5 away from the victory. And once again, here is Santel, Elena to deliver. Left-handed. That one was wide, probably by about a foot. And we got substitutes coming in, checking in. They're bringing in somebody that we haven't seen much of this weekend, Claudia Ayurate. She's from Fresno, Texas. And did they rule that she was? Nope. They give the point to Limestone. They whistled it dead, and it looked as though they might have been saying she was in the net, but no, instead it goes the other way around. Here's Ratliff. Bounces off of the hands of one of the defenders, and 22-11. And they are bringing in a number of reserves. Here's Sydney Davis. Here's the set from Bishop. Off the fingertips of the front line of both Josie Curran and Amy Loge. 2 points away from victory. There goes your geometry. And that was Curran. And back to serve is Shabelski. Here's the set from Bishop. And it goes into the net. It is match point. And they're going to send Ayanna Jackson back to try to wind it up. She's dangerous from anywhere on the floor. In between the defenders in the quadrant. So Riddle keeps the hopes alive, although we are still going to be in match point for a while. Riddle to serve it. The run and jump serve. And that one goes into the stands. Game, set, and match. 25-13. 3 in a row for Missouri St. Louis. So this weekend they have swept all 4 of their opponents. And as I say, they're going to be enjoying the bus ride about 4.5 hours back to St. Louis. Let's take a look at some of the outstanding players that we had. For Limestone, let's recognize them. This team, they gave a fantastic effort this weekend in all 4 of their games. 7 kills for McMillan, as for Riddle as well, and 6 for Curran. Shabelski with 12 assists was their leader, and Diggs 6 for McMillan. Not surprising about that, and their leading scorer was Riddle with 7. No, it was McMillan with 9. Riddle did have 7 points. Over for Missouri St. Louis. Of course, you figure that Caitlin Bishop is just going to dominate in assists, 39 of them, as well as 5 digs and 1 kill. And looking up at some of the other leaders that they had, you had Johnson scoring 8.5 points, but the real strong one in this one was Elena Santel from Albers, Illinois. She had 14 kills as well as 5 digs, 15 points to lead Missouri St. Louis, and so she is going to be our player of the game. And we congratulate her and all of her teammates, both of those fine schools, for what they brought to the table this weekend. Great sportsmanship as well as fantastic talent. So, Missouri St. Louis goes home 4-0. And I'm sure that Coach Young is looking forward to another successful season. Now, in about 30 minutes, we'll be back with the host school Union taking on Harding from Arkansas in what will be the final game of this classic that has been so fun to watch all weekend long. I'll be back with you for that, and I hope you will be here with us as well. And so our great thanks to our executive producer, Paul Schulze, as well as Stephen Aldridge, the assistant athletic director and the sports information director for Union University, for everything he does to keep us on top of all of these teams. So until we're with you in about 30 minutes, this presentation is one of Flow Sports, the Gulf South Conference, and all of its member institutions. And so in about 29 and a half minutes, we'll be back. And until then, it's Steve Everly saying so long from the great hub city of West Tennessee.